They say a person can live 1,000 lives and never truly be understood. In ancient China, there was a musician named Boya. He was famous across the land for mastering the guqin, a 7-string instrument played by scholars and poets, known for music so quiet it felt like speaking to the soul. Kings praised him, nobles rewarded him, crowds admired him, but no one understood what he was truly playing. They liked Yu Boya's music because it was beautiful and professional. They could not understand the feelings, thought, and meaning behind the music. They only heard the skill, not the soul. One autumn evening, Boya traveled by boat through the mountains. Rain fell heavily, forcing him to stop beside a lonely cliff. The river was silent except for the sound of water against the stone. Unable to sleep, he took out his guqin and began to play. His music rose into the night like mist over the mountains. As he played a melody about towering peaks, a voice suddenly called from the shore. "Magnificent! I can see the mountains in your music." Boya froze. A woodcutter stood beneath the moonlight. His clothes were rough. His hands were cracked from labor. He looked like an ordinary man who spent his life chopping firewood in the hills. But when Boya changed melodies and played the sound of the rushing water, the stranger smiled again. "Now the river flows before me." No one had ever said such words to him before. Only this stranger had heard what lived inside the music. The woodcutter's name was Zhong Ziqi. That night, beside the river, the musician and the woodcutter spoke until dawn. They talked about mountains, loneliness, life, and the strange feeling of finally being seen. Before leaving, they promised to meet again the next year. For the first time in his life, Boya believed he had found a true friend, not someone who admired his talent, but someone who understood his heart. A year later, Boya returned to the same place. But Ziqi never came. Instead, Boya learned that the woodcutter had died from illness only months earlier. The old villagers pointed toward a grave beneath the mountain. For a long time, Boya said nothing. Then he sat before the grave and placed the guqin across his knees. He played one final song. The music was sorrowful beyond words. The mountains seemed quieter. Even the wind moved gently, as if listening. When the final note faded, Boya lifted the instrument high and smashed it against the stone. The strings snapped. The wood shattered. Everyone around him was horrified. But Boya only said, "No one left in this world can understand my music anymore." And from that day on, he never played the guqin again. In Chinese culture, this story gave birth to the phrase 知音, one who truly hears you. Not someone who listens to your words, someone who understands your silence. Perhaps that is why losing a true friend feels different from every other loss. Because some people do not simply enter your life. They become the only audience the soul was ever willing to perform for. Find wisdom in the dust. I will see you in the next chapter.